Hello boys and girls. Yes, I'm back and it's been a long time. Now, there are a few reasons why I didn't stream and I can tell you why. The main reason, let me just switch this. The main reason was that I had a pretty bad crash on my PC like a month ago, and on my main PC, let's say the main, this PC, the one that I'm using now. Just see if you can see the right screen. Yes, I think you can. And this crash was a pretty bad Windows crash. So blue screen with no possibility to recover. And I obviously have a decent understanding of software and computers in general, and so I used all the tools I could, including Windows recovery and fixing the boot partition, fixing what else. So there are a number of tools that allow you to kind of recover but no way. So it was impossible to recover the Windows. So I had to reinstall it. I had to reinstall Windows completely from scratch on the same machine, but from scratch. And this basically caused all my programs to be corrupted. So like I had to reinstall all the programs and redo all the settings and everything. So I was a bit lazy, I have to say. So I didn't have a lot of willingness to redo all of that. So I just took a bit of a pause from that, and that's why it's nearly 1 month. It's more than 1 month that I'm not streaming. Plus, let's say I also had a bit of to take a bit of a break from plane shift and development, because I did so much. I mean, we did 112 streams in a row, something like that. So it was a pretty big set of big set. So it was very time consuming and such, but it was also very fun. So I had to take a break. So I took a break, and meanwhile I tried to fix my PC. I still have issues. So the reason why I started today like 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later is because OBS obviously was also not working anymore. I just realized it now. So I had to reinstall it, get my settings back and my scenes back and my setup, my streaming keys and all of that. So it took a bit, but yeah, I'm back. How are you guys? Hello, Grey Mouse. At the moment we are streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. So we are doing it at the same time through restream.io, which is a nice service. Always worked well for me, at least up to now. It worked okay. I don't know if the resolution is the right one, because again my OBS, let's try to see with the code, because I think we had some issue in reading the code, because it was not going in ATP or something. Let's just open because with the fact that my OBS reset, at which freaking resolution I'm streaming? I'm streaming at 1080p. Yeah, 1080p. We should be good enough. Well, I mean, it's a maximum I can stream, I guess. But I will not keep the text so small. So like we were doing the previous streams, I will just zoom it in like this, so you should have a good view. What I see is that I'm watching the stream on another screen, and it seems that some of the text is a bit corrupt, I don't know, it's not very clean. But I think it's okay. I think we can see it okay. Let me know if the quality is okay or not. Okay, I didn't advertise the stream yet, sorry. It will be a bit of a slow start, because it's the first one restarting after some time. So the thing we have to do, we have to go like Facebook and Twitter and whatever, and just post our stream, so we have some people joining, even if I see that some are already here, but I would like to post more. So the stream of today is 113 upgrade to 420.3 release. The 420 release has been out already since some time, but They patched it 3 times, so 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3, and I think it's a good practice to stay on the 0.3 release. The reason is that is the one with the most bugs fixed within 4.20, for example. And so the same way we were on 4.18.3 before, because we were using, let's say, the mostly patched version, the version with the best quality. So let me just, so this is the string I'm gonna post. I'm posting the Twitch and the YouTube channel, so I'm just posting it now. Just give me a second so we do this job. I go in my plane shift page, and I'm not a real good Facebook user, I have to say, but I use it mainly for advertising our streams. So I will post this. Yes. Okay, so it's posted on Facebook. Now on Twitter is very easy. We do the same. We just create a new post. You cannot see it because I'm on another screen, but I don't think you care too much of seeing what I'm posting. Let me tell me if my voice is good or not. If the volume of my voice is good and the quality is good, because I'm using a new headset, and the microphone should be nice because it's a good, it's actually a very good headset. So the other thing I wanted to do is also to post on IRC. Do I have IRC? That's a very good question. The last time I started it was a long time ago, so probably not. Crap, I need to reinstall IRC as well. Okay, we will not advertise on IRC now, but then the other one I want to advertise is on the Unreal Engine Discord. There's a channel dedicated to streaming, and so we will post it there as well. It's a pity I don't have IRC. Can I do... Let me check if I have... Why we don't have IRC installed anymore? Why? It should be... How are you guys doing, by the way? Tell me a bit of what you did in the last month, because it's some time we don't see each other, huh? So under F. So another thing that this crash did is that when I reinstalled Windows, for some unknown reasons, it swapped two drives. So my C drive became my F drive, and my F drive became my C drive, which is super annoying because then all the applications went basically crazy. You know, you want to register my IRC? Yes, I have a license for it. I'm one of the few that both IRC. Okay, I'm trying to launch it so that we can advertise that as well, but IRC. I don't have it written down. I have to go back and check the emails. No, I think I will not do this. I think I will not do this. So for now we will not, for now we will not launch IRC. I will do it later. It's okay. Or we can launch the web version. Is there still a web version of Freenode? Should be irc.freenode.net and or web. I think there was a web thingy. There was a web thingy, which is this. Let me connect as myself, like in plane shift, and see. I will not use a password for now, but I think it should be fine. Oh my god, traffic lights. Okay, it is traffic light, it is traffic light, it is traffic light. You like me? We connected, boys. Let me see if I can connect to our channel or web gateway currently blocked due to abuse. Okay, no, we cannot do it. Okay, who cares? We will not advertise on IRC for now. I will re-download the application and re-register, and I will do all is needed to have it up and running. At the moment we are pretty much using Discord these days, so I'm not using much of the other services. Hello Hami, hello Ujadat. So what we're gonna do is to try to port our server and client to 420.3. By the way, what is 420? Why we want to do it? Well, we want to do it because um, we are pretty. I mean, the release we are using is pretty old. So we are using 4.18.3, which is more than 1 year now, and I think that once every year is a good to update, maybe even more than that. But upgrading upgrading to a new release is usually giving some headache, to port everything. Maybe there is something that is not compatible anymore, so you cannot do it every 2 months, or the development team becomes crazy. So I think that we want to do it every year or so. So if I go under the what's new, you see that they released 420, and at the moment the 420 has this patch number 3, which is pretty good. They are using it mainly for Fortnite, because Fortnite is made in Unreal Engine, and so most of the and is having a lot of success. So if you didn't play it, you should play it. It's a very fun game. And they released most of the patches for the new Unreal due to the changes that they needed on Fortnite. So they are really improving the engine also thanks to the success of this game. And in 420 you see there is let's say more advanced rendering of the human faces and body, and there is this new Niagara VFX, so which is basically a particle editor or a VFX editor, which has been in beta for a very long time. Now in 420 is finally in the early access, so it's not yet fully stable, but you can start to use it if you want to create particle systems. And this one I'm very interested because it seems to be extremely powerful and really thinking the new way. There's a small video here, I don't know if you can see it on screen, I hope you can see it, but it's basically the decomposition, you see, of a character completely in particles, and the recreation of that. I don't know why the video is a bit corrupted here, but boom. You see all the particle system splitting all the stuff. So I think it's pretty good. I didn't yet test it at all, but I think that if we start to create new particle effects, we should start to use this module instead of the old one. I don't know if they started to do something for RTX, for the new real-time of NVIDIA. I don't know if it's already embedded or if they are working on it, but we will see. At the moment we don't need it. There are some news about skeletal mesh. This is something that we may need because actually I would like to have skeletal meshes in a better managed than in the past. We had some problems, and Zwei was working on it. We had some problem importing our character into Unreal and retargeting the bones and the rigs and everything. So I hope maybe the new release is a bit smoother in the importing and in the FBX creation of the assets. So you see there are a lot of videos about Fortnite because some of the capabilities have been created really for Fortnite, so which is nice. There are new clothing improvements in 420, like you see the ability to tweak better the shapes on which the cloth will calculate the position and the movement. So you see it here pretty well, and so there are a lot of nice changes. This is only 420, but obviously we also have all the 419 changes because we are moving from 418. So we have 2 releases of changes, of goodies to use. You think, hello Hami, you think that the RTX would be in a 422? Okay. I mean, I don't know if we are gonna use it, but I mean, potentially we are gonna use everything that the engine allows us to use. So another good point of 420 is also one of the reasons why I wanted to change is Visual Studio 2017. So there's been some confusion between us, I mean between the people that were trying to work on PlaneShift about the Visual Studio. Visual Studio, some were using 15, others 17. 17 was not really working well. 15 was not the latest available on the net. It was a previous version, so people were confused. We were downloading the previous version and it was a bit messed up. So now with 420, we have the ability to use Visual Studio as a default, and which is pretty nice. And so we will use this as a default. Yeah, this one I didn't check, so I don't know exactly what is it. What is it? UMG safe zone improvement. This is for the UI design. Rich text blocks. Oh, that's very nice. So you can put not only text, but text with goodies into it, like icons and effects for text. Core atlases in materials. Materials can now be used as a core atlas that has a color code additional support provided to Blueprint. The core atlas is the same linear code. Okay, so you can have a kind of a gradient of that. Okay. Very nice. Okay. New mesh description, mesh format. UI is moving to a new higher level intermediate form which can represent any type of mesh. I'm a bit scared about this actually, because if they change some of the data model, it cannot, I mean, it may mess up our code, but let's see. It's a gradual process will improve workflow, enable us to provide great features. The goal in moving the format is all meshes can have the same internal representation, some interchangeability. Okay, any mesh using new format can be examined and modified through the API. Mesh can be done in a format, new mesh format instruction internally. Okay, so they are changing a bit how their class hierarchy is working, which is nice. New labels saved in color picker. What do you mean? That you can name your colors? Okay, nice. Not very needed, but okay. Recently opened filtering content browser. Shotgun integration. Okay, this is integration with another tool. Scripting, libraries, improve skip down. Okay, a lot of stuff. Blueprint bookmarks. The Blueprint bookmark feature provides the ability to create named bookmarks in any function graph in the Blueprint editor. Bookmarks being created will be listed in the new UI. You can click them and restore the position at zoom level on the viewport. That can be nice. So if you have certain points of your code that you visit often, you know, you can just put a bookmark on it and you can go back to it. That seems to be pretty nice. Hemi, you are saying about replication graph? Okay, maybe it's listed in this patch notes. Blueprint watch window. The Blueprint watch window is designed to speed up debugging, give you access to the variable and nodes you want to watch, even across Blueprint. Watch data from every blueprint in the editor. Blah 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 blah. You can click on an entry node, name column, and while selecting object name. Okay, so basically you have more ways to debug the information inside a blueprint. That's pretty cool. I think we should try it, at least to understand how it works, and maybe we can use it. Then there is stuff for mobiles, because believe it or not, people are playing video games also on mobiles. I mean, complex video games like Fortnite or other stuff. So I don't know exactly how you can move and shoot on a mobile, but I guess there is a way. I never tried. Maybe it's easy to do. I don't know. Sounds hard to do, but maybe it's easy. More reflection and skylight. I mean, Unreal Engine in general has a big, has a major attention for lights and shadows and all of that. So I think they are doing even too much to me. I mean, I'm not really. We don't care really about realistic rendering, but hello, Sway. New replication driver, replication graph. Okay, that is the one that you were saying about replication. The replication graph plugin provides a replication system optimized for games with large actor and player counts. This can be very interesting for us. The system works by building a series of customized nodes that can centralize data and computation. These nodes persist across multiple frames and can be shared by client connection, cutting down on redundant CPU work and enabling actors to be grouped together in nodes based on a game-specific update rules. Oh my god. Sounds very complex. I don't know exactly what I just read, but it looks cool. We may make changes to the API, so this is going to be experimental in 420, but it's using Fortnite Battle Royale will be fully supported feature. So it's still a bit experimental. I mean, from this description I don't really understand what it does, apart from optimizing multiplayer by centralizing some piece of code, and then it gets executed once instead of multiple times when there are, let's say, multiple players connected and they see the same stuff. I guess that's the basic concept, you know. So that like they want to optimize, yes, the code that is run server side when it's executed by multiple clients, which is a great idea. I don't know exactly how they can do it, but sounds a great idea. I don't know exactly how to use it, but sounds very nice. Hello Rwanda, how are you? Welcome to the stream. There is a new Steam authentication. Okay, this is to go into Steam, which is nice anyway, so you can log in into your games. So you will be able to log in into PlaneShift using the Steam account. That's pretty cool. Virtual camera, I think we don't need it at the moment. If I understand well, what is it? Frame accuracy improvement for sequencer. This will be good for our animations. More animation stuff, more animation stuff, more animation stuff. I'm not going to read all of this, but Final Cut Pro, there is some import-export from some popular tools. More animation, more animation. There's a lot of stuff anyway, a lot of stuff. Very nice. And then a lot of SDK upgrades for all these platforms, PS4, Xbox One, Nvidia, SteamVR, Visual Studio. Pretty cool. Okay, let's just watch briefly also, and then a million of bug fixes, and I guess a million of new bugs, but it's okay. Let's watch quickly also the 4.19 release, because actually we will be jumping, as I told you, 2 releases. So we are now on 4.18 and we are going 20. So all the news of 4.19 still apply to us, which is pretty nice. Build wars that run faster than ever before. I like this. We need it. And put power into developers' hands. Nice. Many improvements by all these nice people. We are not in this list yet. Maybe one day we will contribute something to the engine as well. Major features. Okay, let's see. Temporal upsampling. We have done temporal upsampling to perform both temporal accumulation of frame and low resolution, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is just a visual improvement of the blur happening. Probably mainly on mobile. I remember that the 19 release was mostly on mobile. But let's see. Dynamic resolution. Support dynamic resolution where just resolution is needed to achieve the desired frame rate. Pretty cool. Unified Unreal AR framework. What is this? The augmented reality framework. Okay, we don't need it at the moment. More stuff about augmented reality. So it's augmented reality? Yeah, augmented reality. More stuff about lights, physical lights, units, LiveLink plugin improvements. I don't know what is this. The Maya LiveLink plugin. Okay, so it's a plugin to import character for Maya, which has been improved. Always nice. I would like to see something for Blender, so that we don't get crazy in importing Blender characters. More animation stuff. Yeah, remember 19 was not a big release for us. I think 20 is a big release for us. So more animation here as well. Optimization on, hello soup. Optimization on rendering for landscape. Okay, so they have a better algorithm of calculating how the LOD is applied. It's no more on distance, but it's more on screen size and okay, so it basically works better, which is very nice. More load, experimental, more material editing, nice. Material parameter editing and saving. That's pretty new. It is pretty nice. Maybe when we have to import again the same object multiple times and we want to apply the same settings, we can save the setting, import it again, apply the settings again. That can be nice. Hello Simone, welcome. Yes, I restarted. I've been lazy for about a month, but now I restarted. Yeah, I've been a bit lazy, been playing video games, doing something else, fixing my PC. As I was saying at the beginning of the stream, the biggest issue I had is this PC crashed pretty badly, and so I had to reinstall everything. And as you can imagine, it's pretty long work. And I still not finished, like OBS was not working today, and I had to reinstall it. So material layering, experimental. A lot of stuff experimental though. I don't like this experimental stuff because maybe it doesn't really, I mean, maybe they change it later, you know, so I don't know, but it's a way to apply, I guess, material. Let's watch the video. So you can basically, okay, so you can decide, you have a number of layers on top, you can decide what to blend, how much you have to blend it, and how, like you can move the origin a bit and have a kind of a dirty effect, you know, dirt effect or something. So, oh wow, this one is cool because it's moving. Okay, nice. Yes, we did a lot, Simone, during the summer. We really did a lot. Upgrade auto convex tool. I don't know what is this. You can now specify max alts instead of accurate generating. It is interesting for us because this collision detection for us is important because we want to simplify the world in a way that our collision is as effective as possible. The auto-convex tool also uses a newer version of blah 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 library. More accurate results. This could be interesting. Improved facial animation sharing using curve only animation. Okay, this is mainly for Fortnite again, as you see, but maybe we can use some of that. Cloth updates, there's been some here and some in 420. Animation blueprint improvements. We made several quality of life improvement animation blueprint system. So we have to study a bit of this because I think that this may help us because we do a lot of animation in blueprints. Right? For viewports, I mean, there's a lot of stuff anyway. Additional skeletal mesh component debug info. You can extend the viewport to the text in a... Okay, so it's a better way to see if your cloth is working properly and which are the points that are driving the movements. Okay. Anyway, even 419 had really a lot of stuff, huh? Motion controller component visualization. Okay, we don't care because it's mostly for the virtual reality. Then all the new version supported, encryption and sign. What is this? It's now possible to configure pack file signing and encryption fully from the editor via a single unified setting panel. This feature cannot be controlled by the setting. So I think it is if you want to encrypt your pack files. Your pack files are basically the one that you ship to the players, and you want, let's say, the minimum amount of hacking possible. And so, yeah, I think that this is a way to crypt them and ensure that they don't get tampered too much. Even if I guess that they will do it anyway, but call stack display for blueprint debugging. Ah, it's gonna be nice. A control displays the current blueprint stack added to the developer. That's pretty cool. This seems to be very cool. So when you are at a certain point in the blueprint, you can see where it's coming from, like a call stack. That's pretty cool. And you can, I guess, you can click on it, and it will bring you to the in the right graph position on the right. That would be very nice. Single step in improvement to blueprint debugging. There's also new stuff. Improved tools for optimizing disk size. What does it mean? I don't understand. Several 3-minute improvement and analyze disk and the low size for package games. Okay. Okay, so like when you are patching them. Yeah, probably. So you can like predict how big your patch will be. Okay. Audio improvement, Oculus Rift and such, resonance. A lot of stuff anyway. Microphone capture component. What is this? We've implemented a microphone capture component which allows feeding audio directly into a game for use with the audio mixer. Driving in-game parameters, processing audio with source effect. I think we want our player to speak in-game. Something that is not possible in the current plane shift, but it could be possible in the future. Okay, I think that's enough. I mean, there is more. There is new physics improvements, automatic code signing, Android improvement. It's so much, but okay. The most important one we have seen. Okay, so I think that as a summary for release 19 and 20, we have, let's say, a lot of fixes on the blueprints, improvements also for the developers. We have a lot of changes on lights and improvements on the lights and lighting system. We have a lot for animators and sequencers and all of that. Obviously compatibility with all the new tools, and 2017 Visual Studio support, which put us in a better position with new people that want to join, and maybe they already have Visual Studio 17 installed, and the fact that we were in 15 was a bit of a mess. Okay, so now we can finally do some work. Let's do it. So I already did some, by the way. So I already downloaded the 423 release. Okay. I also updated a bit the page, this page which is on the wiki. If you search PS Wiki on Google, you will find it, and it is the wiki that we use for storing a bit of the information while we go through this learning process of making a game in Unreal. And here I updated already, so if you can see, there is a 423 release to download. I did it already. I upgraded my Unreal Engine. I already recompiled Unreal Engine. I installed Visual Studio 17, which is this one. You can see it. Boom, boom, boom. Visual Studio 17, version 15.8.7. That is the version I'm using, and is the one recommended. By the way, there is also a link here in the page for specific instruction on how to install Visual Studio 2017 for Unreal. So I think you should absolutely, if you want to do it, you should absolutely follow this guide. You should not just do it randomly. But basically what is telling you here is that when you install Visual Studio, there is a specific option for game development. So you click on game development, which is here, game development with C++, and incredibly enough, in the list there is also Unreal Engine installer, which I don't know exactly what it does, but you want to click it so that you have the compatibility between Unreal Engine and Visual Studio. So I did all of this already. So we have our Visual Studio here, we have our Unreal Engine, and by the way, you already compiled properly, so I'm saving you some time. If you're watching the stream, I already did it. So you see it's 2 succeeded, 0 failed, so our Unreal Engine is fully compiled. Now, does it work? I would say yes, because actually I tested that at least the I don't even know where is it, but it's under Unreal Engine. If I go under Unreal Engine, no, it's not here, it's under F, because my drives, as I told you, has been messed up. So now I have my F, which is my C, and my C, which is my F. But it's under Engine Binary Win64. If you search for EU Editor and you launch it, it should start. Let's see. Okay. So let's see if this works okay. But I think it did. So then what I did while it's launching, it takes a bit, okay, 45%. So the editor should be compiled properly. Now plane shift. Okay, so for plane shift, obviously we are hitting some compatibility problem between 418 and 420. Was pretty sure that would happen, and I have the error here, I think, yes, which is it on screen. Let me just copy paste it and put it on a notepad so you see it a bit better. Boom. Can I make it bigger for you? Yes, I can. So there is the so when we try to generate the source files with 420, it gives an error, and the error it gives is exactly this one. The problem is that there is some incompatibility between this file, PS Unreal Build CS, and the new version of Unreal. Now, I think I opened this one already. We have it here, here it is, and the line it is complaining about is 1522, this string, 1522, which is exactly here, this string. So it's complaining about this. So it cannot compile, it cannot generate the files of our plane shift project due to this. Now, how to fix it? I would say I have no idea, but this is what we're gonna do. My idea is to generate a new project and see how it's done, how the CS build is done in 420, and then we copy paste it, or anyway we adapt this file. I just want to select the C++ project, which is third person C++ project, which is exactly the one that we started from at the beginning. Okay, now where do we put it? It's a good question. Let's create it. I think I have an Unreal Engine directory somewhere for my projects. My project, yes, but it was not this one. Unreal projects. I think again I have my Unreal project. Here it is. We can put it here under C Unreal projects. We can generate a new one. So C Unreal projects, and we call it 420. No, let's call it third person 420. Okay, so that we remember. Any specific settings? No, I would say no. We can just create a project and go. Okay, so we create this example. We create this template so that we can copy. Okay, it's trying to start Auto Visual Studio automatically. Okay, which is fine for me. And Now we need to understand how to adapt the CS files. You like the armor? Sorry, I've seen your comment now. But you like that armor? Yeah, it was very nice. We have very nice armor in Plane Shift as well. Okay, starting up, there is the template project. I have to check this, not the target, but the build. There it is, third person 420 build.cs. Okay, so there is the one that the new release generates, and there is the one that we have. So we need to understand the differences. So we are using system.io in addition to what is using, but I don't think that's a problem. We are declaring our PS Unreal, and module rules is the same. This is very different. No, this one is this one, right? Yes, this one is this one. Seems to be the same. So it seems to be completely skipping this section. Yeah, this section really doesn't exist. Third party path and source path really doesn't exist. So maybe it's enough to comment it out, you know. But even if we have some, let me see what we have here. Public dependency module, names, yes, this one is the same as this. So in addition we have, in addition to the core, we have the online subsystem, the utility, the XML parser, and the UMG. And then we have also some additional stuff here for our third party like MariaDB, Zlib, WordNet. So we have a bunch of other stuff that I think it should stay there. Okay. So I think for now we can comment this out. I don't think that, I mean, in the example there is nothing that tells us that we should use it. Is my notepad configured to have spaces? No. Why? What is it? Yeah, it is the fact that we reinstalled the PC completely. So setting preferences, editing, caret setting with one multi-editing. Where is the? It's not here. Okay. Come on. I cannot believe that I cannot find it easy. It should be the first setting that everyone... Preferences. Preferences is this one, huh? Style configurator. What the hell is a style configurator? Edit. Indent. Convert case. Line operations. Do you know where is it? No? Okay. We will ask. We will ask and we will see that we will have the answer soon. So notepad plus plus change tab to spaces. Okay, convert tab to spaces. No, I want the setting. Preferences, language menu. Okay. Preferences. What? What is it? Please. Tell me where is it? Setting preferences languages. Settings preferences languages. Ah, here it is. Replaced by paste. Why they put it under language? I have no idea. Replaced by space. Okay. We did it, boys! Nice! Okay, our life is better now. So... Okay, so we will basically completely comment out this part. And see what happens. Okay. So let's try to generate again the project files. So if I go under my, I have too many directories, I know. If I go back here and I do generate Visual Studio project files, let's see what happens. Still doesn't like it. The name third-party path doesn't exist. Let me make it a bit bigger for you so you can read it, but is not, didn't like the change. Didn't like the change. Where are we here? Because we use the third-party path and source path that we just defined before. Fuck it. Okay, that's why. Because we were declaring this. And then we were using this. Okay, sorry, I didn't check that we were using this. So if we remove them, we cannot use them. Because we are using this third-party path and this source path, which were declared here. Why we are using this, by the way? Because we need to add include paths. Okay, third-party path. So I didn't complain about this one, right? He complained only about the second one. Let me see if this way at least we remove some of the errors. Yes, it's complaining only about source path. So the only problem we have is on this one. And this one, this EU build configuration doesn't exist anymore. So we need to search and see what is the replacement, because there must be a replacement. So I want to know this EU build configuration, what name it has in 420. People doesn't seem to be very knowledgeable about this. I'm not sure if it's in a place to ask. So yeah, this guy is getting a similar error. It's not the same, but it's similar. You can use the following check to find out if the tag is built in the editor. EU build configuration. The problem is that EU build configuration is exactly the one we are trying to use, and if we put it in, this EU build configuration, is saying that doesn't exist, or say that this one doesn't exist. Probably it says that this one doesn't exist. Huh? Let me check the error again. No, it's really EU build configuration that doesn't exist anymore. EU build configuration is not, so this piece doesn't exist. But it seems that this guy is still saying that it should be available. EU build configuration, like build editor. Maybe there is something to include at the beginning to have it available. Adding editor module to the game module's extra module name is not necessary anymore. Really? So does it mean that what we do here, that is to include all these module names, is not needed anymore? Well, I think we need it because when we compile, we need to have the MariaDB and the other zlib and all of that. So I think then at the end I would like to understand how this is changed. So it seems that this EU build configuration has been deprecated. It seems to be in the release notes. Deprecated the build configuration, EU build configuration analysis from module class. These have been implemented as an alias to the read-only target rules instant password construction for several engine versions. Okay. Read-only target rules. Okay. Read-only target rules is here, but how do I get? Let me search it in another way, because I think we are not going anywhere with this. Let me search this one. So how do I get the directory where my third party is? No one seems to care about this, which is pretty scary. When you find only 4 results in the whole internet, you are going in a kind of a scary direction, huh? I find many projects use such code as target platform and target third party source directory. Yeah, okay. Well, that would be nice. If I can do target user party source directory, that would be super good. Probably that's it. Let me see if I do target dot this third party source directory. And I don't know if there is also the other one, which is third party. Yeah, exactly. This guy is asking the right question. Is there any documentation on this? Okay. Let's see. Okay. GG, page not found. GG, page not found. Yeah, but we can go maybe under this, because we have the sources anyway of all of this. So it says that is under the build, the Unreal build tool, so it should be inside of this, and inside of this Unreal build tool.cs. Let me see if I find this one here. No, because this one probably is inside the other one. Is under module rules, Unreal build configuration, module rules, and target rules. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So, actually, third-party source directory. Third-party source directory, though, is not giving me the full path. It's giving me just this piece, right? third-party source directory is only giving me this. But I can get just the basic directory and then add that, I guess. So module direct. What is module direct? Module directory? No, I don't want the module directory. I want the main directory. I don't know if it's enough to just give it the target third-party source directory. Third-party source. Third-party source. Let me just search for relative engine path. Provide access to relative engine path property record for references modules build configuration. I think let me try something. Unreal Engine build CS main directory. So I would like to get the main directory where, because here we don't have it, right? Do we have it in the example? No, in the example we don't have anything. Read-only target rules. Read-only target rules. I was expecting in this target, maybe it's here and I don't see it, but I was expecting inside of this to have, let's say, the pointer to the main directory that I can just add on top the third party and that's it, but seems I'm missing that. Solution directory, engine directory. Okay, should be this one then. Area build tool engine directory. So this one is the engine directory. Okay, so maybe the easiest, instead of doing this mess that we are doing here, is to combine our base path, which should be this, let me just try something. So private string, we will call it engine directory path, right? And we will do the same, but we will return this, and yeah, I know it's like the same as typing it there, but and then we will just combine this with the third party, which we can get, but it's third party and third party source. I don't know exactly the difference, like third party source directory should be the same. I think it should be something like this. Engine directory path, third party source, and then zlib, blah blah blah, win32. And I think it should be the same. I just don't know why we had it different here. We had a third party path and a source third party path. Are those different in our because we have we have a third-party directory where we have MariaDB and WordNet. Okay. This one was different because the zlib, but I don't think is here either. Do we have a third-party source directory? No, I don't see it. So what was that pointing to? I mean, I clearly see third-party MariaDB, but I don't see a source third-party. I see a source PS Unreal, but not a source third-party. So I don't know what this one, zlib 125, was really pointing to. Do we even have this under our project? I don't think we do. We have it in the we have it here, but we don't have it in our. So is it including it from the engine? Okay, maybe it's including it from the engine. Okay, now I think I understand then. So if it's including it from the engine directory, source third party zlib. Okay. So one is pointing to the engine source, and the other one is pointing to our PlanShift project source. Okay. Yeah, it took me a bit, but at the end I got it. Okay. So this one actually should be, yes, the engine directory path. So this one should be correct as it is. Now this one, which is my module directory, yeah, this one should be okay. So I think we can remove this, right? Yes, we can remove only this because we redid it in another way. Okay, let me see if this way we get at least a different error, which will already be a win. Already be a win. Generate. Doesn't like it. Engine directory doesn't exist in a real build tool. I think I typed something stupid. No? I mean, it's declared here. I copy pasted from the this. Maybe it's private or it cannot be used. Why is saying that it doesn't exist if engine directory? Why is saying that it doesn't exist if he's using it here? He's using it a lot. Unreal build tool.engine directory. The full name of the engine directory. Yeah. Here's something more I need to include in my why it doesn't like it? Boys, why it doesn't like it? Tell me. Where did you find this? Yeah, engine dir Unreal build tool engine directory full name. Engine engine dir. This is added already as a variable. I mean, if you can use that, it will be easier. Let me see if we already have this. If we already have this, we will just use this and it's probably easier. No, engine dir doesn't exist. Engine dir does not exist. This guy is discussed a lot. I think these guys are from September 18, so I think that they may have similar problem to what I have, because it seems that why they are pointing to files that doesn't exist anymore. Why is he using $project there? I mean, do you think he's substituting this? Like this? I don't think so. You can try, but I don't think he will like it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm just searching this path, get full path. So it seems that I cannot access this Unreal build tool variables here, which is strange. What do you think it might work, Cami? You pasted something that I didn't see, maybe? Ah, there is a paste bin. I don't know. We can try. Oops. It'd be nice if I could enable people to paste links based on their login, but but I think it misses the base, no? The base path. I think we need... You think that is adding the path below the engine main directory with this? Because I see here, you know, that when he does, when we were doing here, you see the path combine, we were passing in the full path in this public include paths. We were passing in the full path, and the full path was made with the something like that, like module directory, third party, and such, you know. So, but you know what? We can just, I mean, we can just do it in a kind of a simpler way, so that wait a second. If we do it in a simpler way, so we just use. So source PS Unreal is our module dir, right? So it goes up twice. What it does, it goes up twice and then it goes down to third party. Okay, so this one is a kind of a tricky way to just say, go to my module directory, and but module directory works, right? So why we have a module directory and we don't have an engine directory? It's so weird. I mean, what the hell? Where is module directory defined? Now I'm getting interested into this. Module roles, module directory. Okay, so yeah, we have an engine directory anyway here as well, so why we don't use engine directory? Module directory, third-party path. Let's do engine directory. Let me remove this. I think it's just engine directory, whatever. Let me see. Let me see, boys. Name source path doesn't exist. Okay, I think I missed one piece. Yeah, because it's used here as well. But in this case, we will do this. Exactly like we did above. It's working, I think. Or anyway, it's moving forward. Okay, I think it did it. Now, we need to see if the files that generated are right, but I think it did it. So let me just clean this up. I will remove this. We have this third-party path, which is this thing. And for the rest, we use engine directory and module directory. These are the two variables that we are using in the build system to point to our two directories, which is pretty much the same. So I think it should be fine. Okay. So it generated the files. Now let's see what it generated. If I go under this, so I don't need my third person anymore. Do you want to save it? Okay, save it, but I will never use it again, I think. So instead of U4, now let's open our plane shift one. So PS Unreal, okay. Let's open our PS Unreal, which is under C. Unreal projects, my project, PS Unreal. So this one has been generated now, 1020, right? Yes. Go. Okay, so this should be the newly generated 4.20 version of our plane shift project file. Okay. I remember my server directory, I remember my client directory, my NPC client. The last stuff we did it on NPC client, like NPC brain. Remember, we were trying to kill the NPC and all of that. Good times. It was only a month ago, by the way. It seems like 1 year ago, but it was only a month ago. Okay, so it seems to be okay to me. It seems it generated this stuff. Okay. We need to see if it compiles, because that's the big point. Because it needs to. So how do we want to do it? We want to do development editor Win64 EU4, right? We want to select this project, which is PS Unreal, and we want to build it. Okay. Now let's see, because here is using Visual Studio 17. Yeah, maybe I should have done a clean first, because it's still having a lot of files of 2015. Maybe. Okay, I think it's kind of trying to compile it. Seems to be okay for now. Okay. It's compiling. How much it will take? No idea. but it's thinking to something. All these I can close. All these are the previous one, huh? Don't get scared. All these errors are just the windows that I didn't close. But is the compiler doing something, or? OBS is working more than the compiler at the moment. And I have an anti-malware service which is using a lot of the disk. I think it's scanning every single file that we are compiling. My CPU is pretty relaxed. My memory is pretty relaxed. My disk is super relaxed. So what else is doing? It's doing something anyway, because it's saying reflection code generated in 54 seconds. So what we want to see, why it gives an error here? Because it didn't yet create the MPC brain generated. So what we want to see is the source files compiling properly, and we want to see the editor launching our project file properly, with at least the main level getting visualized, you know, on screen properly and such. And then we want to fully launch the server and the client and see if it works. So we have a mission. We are back into missions. Why I didn't do the mission thingy? I forgot. You should have reminded me. Let's do the mission thingy. Why is compiling? What is my mission thingy? So we go paint. You like paint, huh? We also have paint 3D, as we explored the last time. So this mission will be, let me save it somewhere. No. So this will be Unreal Engine mission. Unreal, how do you call it? I think we call it missions. No, we had a number of missions. Unreal mission, okay. So this is Unreal mission 420 upgrade, right? Nice. Okay. So now we need a nice icon, which is very important for the mission. I think we can get it from here. We will use this one. It seems to be very nice. Boom. This will be the logo of our mission. So the things that we have to do, are the following. First of all, is it too big? No, I think it's okay. First of all, install Visual Studio. Studio 2017. Done. I think we will have so many missions that we have to make it a bit smaller. Done. So download EU 423 dash release, which is a specific tag, by the way. Then we had to compile EU 423 release, and we did it. Then we have to test the 420 editor, like the startup, you know, that it runs. Then we have to update the project files of PS Unreal, which is our Plane Shift Unreal project, right? Then we have to compile PS Unreal, which is what we are doing now. Then we have to launch PS Unreal in the editor and ensure there are no errors. And also, I would say, recompile from blueprints, just to see if there is any error in recompiling all the different blueprints. Then we will compile PS Unreal server and client, and then launch server and client and test the game. Yay! This is our mission. What we did already of this mission? Let me check if the compilation is completed now. Yeah, succeeded, not failed. Okay, we'll check it in a second. So, what are we doing of this mission at the moment? Install Visual Studio, done. 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 We are here now. We are in compile PS Unreal, and at the moment is not working. No, sorry. No, this one we did. No, yeah, we are here. Yeah. So compile PS Unreal. We are here. Fail to produce item. Blah blah blah. Why? Error. The command. Blah blah blah. Failed. Please verify. Why don't I have the errors list in my output window? No idea. Windows. Why don't I have the... Come on. Where is the errors list, boys? In 2017. Because there are a lot of notes and warnings, but come on, where is the errors list? I need the errors list. View, window, errors list. There it is. Where is it? There it is. Nice. Okay, errors list. Cannot open source file. Why cannot open source file? My actor dummy generated.h. You cannot open it? What do you mean you cannot open it? You cannot open it. It's here. I click on it. I can see it. No, wait. It's pointing here. Open document. My actor dummy. Oh, something bad happened. Wow! What is this? Wow, look at this. Okay, cannot find the generated thingy. Okay. My actor dummy, it cannot find the generated. It cannot find any of the generated thingy. Okay, should we do a clean? Boys, the problem is that if I do a clean, it will take like 20 minutes. But I think there is a kind of a mix, you know, between the old and the new. And I have the feeling that if we don't do a clean, what I can do in a bit of a silly way is just to go here and clean it manually. And maybe it doesn't clean. I think it's about the same, but I feel more confident in doing it myself than asking him to clean. So if I go under intermediate, I think there are still here a lot of files which are related to the old Visual Studio 2015. PS Unreal, I think a lot of this stuff has been created. Yeah, you see that this stuff has been created in September. So no, I think, boys, I think we need to do a clean. Otherwise it will probably not compile. I can do project only, clean only PS Unreal, which usually doesn't really do what it says, because I think it's cleaning more than that. But I think we are having now a mix, you know, between old and new, and it's messing us up. Okay, it says clean succeeded. Let me try to build it again. So all the generated disappeared basically. Let me see if I search generated.h in our directory. PS Unreal sources, under source, under, I don't know if you put it under sources or under intermediate, I don't know. Let's search it here. If I search generate now, all of this are here. All the generated are here. But this has been generated like in February of this year. Maybe because this never changed, which seems to be okay. This is not my stuff though. Yes, this is my stuff. But let me see. I'm just waiting the compilation to go through, but yeah, it's recompiling. Seems that it's recompiling clean this time. I'm just yeah, but like the generated file are here. Like this one is mine, right? PS character generated.h. It's perfectly fine. I don't know. Maybe it just needed a clean, because we changed everything. We changed the engine. We changed the Visual Studio. So maybe just needed to have, you know, a clean on the project after the generation to compile properly, which may make sense. It will take a bit. It's 2022, 23. Well, let's see my PC, how my PC is performing now. Oh, finally 100% CPU. Nice. Now you're working. Now you're doing something. GPU. It's using a little of the GPU, but it would be nice to compile on the GPU, no? GPUs these days are doing much more than CPUs. About 100% CPU, I will tell you a short story. The other day I was managing, I was looking at a server that I'm using, and on this server, for whatever reason, is a hosted server by a service provider, and that I bought, let's say, the server for a kind of a rental, you know? And this server was like 100% CPU, and I didn't get exactly why it was 100% CPU. So I said, okay, let's do just the top command, you know, on the Linux. It's a Linux system. I just said, okay, let's look at top and see what is running. And there was a strange process running there that I didn't recognize. Seems like a system one, but it was not really a name that could trigger something in my mind that it was like a standard one. So I started to deep dive a bit more into this process, and at the end I found out that it was actually a hacker getting into my server through one of the applications they had installed. It was actually not the latest version with all the security patch, was like installed in 2017, so it was 1 year old. But anyway, this hacker has exploited the vulnerabilities of that software, managed to get into my server, and managed to install a crypto miner. So basically it was mining cryptocurrency with my server and sending the cryptocurrency back to him. And obviously was not doing it only with my server, but I guess that he did the same hack on multiple servers, so he was getting a lot of mining done. The problem was to remove it, because actually it was not a rootkit, but was anyway, say, some stuff that he did with the cron tab, and so it took me a bit to remove it, but at the end I think I removed it for good now, and my CPU is back, my server CPU is back at reasonable ranges. But it's pretty crazy what people can do. Also, if you were just trying to delete the files in that directory because it was using a certain executable, if you just delete the executable, it would download it again immediately. So like after 2 seconds you would see a process that was doing a wget in the Linux shell, and it was like re-downloading the script, re-downloading the files, and restarting the crypto miner. Really bad. But anyway, at the end I fixed it, which was nice, and I also understood a bit how to harden and secure better that particular server, so I think at the end he helped me. Okay, I think it would take a lot, boys, because I see that it's 24 out of 1712. It's doing a lot here, boys. It's doing a lot. I don't know if you see it. I can copy it here so you see it bigger, but it's 28 out of 1712. Holy moly. Do you have any topic you want to discuss in the meantime? Because I don't know if we can do something else in the meantime. There is the mission. We are compiling. Waiting the compilation to finish. I don't know. When I do clean project only, I have the feeling that it's recompiling the whole Unreal Engine. Because are there really 1700 things to compile in my plane shift? I don't think so. It's compiling Unreal Engine, intermediate build, Unreal 2, blah blah blah. Well, actually it's compiling PS Unreal, but okay. I have no idea how much it will take, but I think it will take like 20 minutes. Do you have any ideas what we can do in those 20 minutes? Do you have ideas or suggestions? Considering we cannot launch the editor, because I could go in the editor and check. Let's check if we have Blender installed. That's a good thing, because Blender I think that got destroyed by the crash of the PC, so I probably have it installed. I mean, I have the files, but I don't know if it's still working. Let's do this while we wait. A second, let me check. So where do I have it? I think I need to merge some of the directories that I have, because sometimes I'm confusing myself. Okay, it's here. Blender 2.68. 2.68. No, 2.68 is not the right one. What is the latest Blender version? It was much higher than that. It was 2.79 or something. 2.79 I think it was the version. And 2.8 getting released. I think it was 2.7. Yeah, 2.79 it says here. Stable release. 2.79. Why I have a 2. So this one is not the right one. 268 is not right. Blender. Under F. Let me see under C. My programs oh, 279. Okay, I found it. I think this the 68 I still keep it for compatibility with the old Plan Shift and Crystal Space, but okay, so let me see if it works, because with a crash some of those files, there is a 279B. I think I have a 279. We can install the latest one, because there is this 279B now. It is one of our staffs. It is one staff that we have. Yeah, I think we can upgrade it now. Is there any problem? I don't know if this way is connected, but can we use the latest 279B, or is there any problem with that? Wait, can we use 279B, or there is any issue with Real Engine compatibility? Join the Blender Development Fund. Support called Blender Development. Okay. Why don't support Plan Shift instead of Blender? Download Blender 279B. We can use it. Okay, we can use it. Download Blender. Fully featured. Next step, join the Blender cloud. Blah blah blah. Okay, we save it. It will go somewhere like here, and I just install it on top of the other one. There was this 2.8 coming out. Follow the progress of the next major release. 2.8, a game changer. This 2.8 is still running. 2.8 is coming, but it's not coming. I mean, it's coming since 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't know how much, but it's not coming. 2.8. Okay, anyway. Let's reinstall the Blender so we can see our assets. I mean, we ensure that at least this is working properly. One thing I can do meanwhile as well is to search my IRC key. Welcome to Blender Setup Wizard. The Setup Wizard will install Blender. Thank you. Do you accept the GPL license? Well, we accept it, but we moved away from it some time ago. And where do you want to install it? I want to install it exactly where I had the previous one, so which was under C, my programs, ZFX, Blender, exactly here. Blender. Now we'll say, oh, another Blender exists. No, doesn't care about it. Don't know what he's doing. He's not responding. He's like boom. Okay, by the way, meanwhile I found my IRC registration code, which is here. Your registration has been validated, which is always nice. You will hear some bing bing bing, potentially. I think I'm in. Nice. Okay, I have IRC again. Let me see if it's installed. Yeah, it's me. Okay, bloom bloom bloom. Yes, we want to install it. Let's install it and go. Meanwhile, let me just a message. Whoa, what was our message? Hmm. He's installing. Sorry for the delays, but there is not much else I can do at the moment. I think it's easier if I copy it from Facebook. No, I'm just trying to get the advertising message that I posted on Twitter and Facebook and paste it again. There it is, I found it. Nice. I think it's taking so much because there is the compilation going on in the background. Oh my god, 186 out of 1712. We should play a video game meanwhile. Do you think it's politically correct if we play a video game while we are in a Unreal Engine stream? Well, if you play Fortnite, I guess yes. Those people that are removing you from Facebook and then adding you back. Never understood why. Maybe they clean their friends list and they make mistakes, and then see people that you have in your friend list already, and after some time they invite you again. So like saying, okay, we were already friends. So I'm getting distracted, boys. So what I was doing, yes, I was checking if the Blender was installing. Seems to be super slow, but please wait while the setup installs Blender. At the same time, I wanted to post in IRC this advertising. Boom. YouTube. No, it's not like this though. It's like. So do you have any questions for me? Do you have any, are you interested in what we are doing? Do you have questions about plane shift in Unreal? Do you have questions about Unreal? Do you have questions about whatever? While we wait the compilation to run? If you don't have any question, invent one anyway. Even if you don't have a question at the moment, just create one randomly. Let me see if I can copy this. Can I copy this and paste it? Please. Yes. That is what I want to paste. Okay. Invent a random question. Invent a random question. Let me see if you invented something. You should be creative people, right? The Eve work is amazing. Yes, I've seen Eve. I've seen the, which should be, but it's 2.8, right? It's all on 2.8. It's the new UI, new rendering engine for the UI. So the fact that you can have like not real time, but let's say good time, good time rendering. I like this. It's not real time. It's good time rendering. On the UI. Yeah, it's 2.8, right? Yeah. I think it's really needed. I mean, it's really needed because the UI itself and the viewport is actually pretty bad on today's standards. You know, so it's you have like a monster PC behind the scenes, you know, and you are seeing this freaking gray thing and this purple, you know, so it's not really up to date anymore. So we need to, yeah. So I hope they can do it. I understand it's a very tough one, you know. So freaking hell, he was asking me something. Do you see my background, by the way? It was Heroes of the Storm. I was playing with Zeratul, and I was and yeah, and I was taking some screenshot of a good games. Heroes of the Storm, which is kind of a Dota clone, actually. The story is a bit long, but anyway. It's still compiling, huh? If you had a question on compiling, it's still compiling. FBX bundle for Blender. FBX bundle for Blender. Is it kind of a new package, old package? How does it? Because we are having some issue in importing files from Blender to Unreal, and it's not completely easy. Okay, my internet decided that it's not the right day to work. Please, give me a Google. FBX bundle Blender. Bundled Blender. So these people are saying Blender Edition, FBX bundle, Bitbucket, Blender. Is here. Is a 279 edition, last updated the 30th of September of this year, which is very good. It's made in Python. There is zero problem report open, 27 watcher, 3 branches. FBX bundle add-on is another simplify the process by boom, documentation releases, release log. But since something to automate, right? To make it like easier to batch process a number of Blender files. Seems more of a batch exporter. I think that at the moment our issue is not, you say, to export faster, but is to export better. So to ensure that what we export is actually working in Unreal, which is okay. I think it installed the Blender 2 point something, right? So Blender. If I do Blender here though, brings me to this, which I'm not sure is the right one. Open file location. What is this pointing to? Yeah, I think it's the right one. It's pointing to the right one, so I can use that. Yes, 279. Okay, so I think we can take this and pin to start, which will place it in some crazy place like this, but then we can move it up. Yeah, my PC is having some issues with the compilation. I mean, not issues, but I feel it's kind of slow. So this is the stuff that we need, right? Cool. Boys, it's taking forever. So you see, it's now 300 out of 1,700. Should we just stop the stream and we meet again tomorrow when this is done? Because I don't want to keep you on stream, you know, if there is nothing happening. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do, boys? Let me see if this Blender works meanwhile. I mean, I can... Why doesn't it say 279B? Why doesn't it say 279B? The funny thing is, if you click on manual, it goes into the 2.8 manual. I clicked here and you open a browser with a 2.8 memo. Okay. Okay. I don't know, I think we have the latest anyway, but I installed it, the installer finished, and okay. I don't know, boys, I think we should maybe close the stream and wait this compilation to finish, and maybe we'll finish like in 1 hour from now, I don't know, in half an hour, 40 minutes, I don't know, it's going very slow. We did how much? We did like 400, now it's at 400, which is 25%, and it took like half an hour. Maybe it will speed up, but it's going super slow. Well, maybe not half an hour, like 15 minutes, but it's going super slow. What do you think you should do? Should we meet tomorrow? Have a short stream today? I stream for like 2 hours. It's not much, but I think it's okay. Okay, let's do this. I will stop the stream here with a compilation ongoing, and I will let it compile. And I will stream tomorrow as well. So I will try to get new rhythm like we did in the past. So having one stream per day, or let's say for 1 week, I think a good number for me is 3 days. If I can do 3 days or 4 days in a week, I think it's already a reasonable number, so that we keep the pace, you know, we keep the progress going. So the next time we meet, I hope that this one will be compiled and we can launch it together and see the result and see if there are any errors. Maybe I will launch it myself offline just to ensure that it works, but we'll launch it together and we will do the rest of our mission. Okay, so we will launch it in the editor, we'll recompile from the blueprint and see if something is messed up. We will then compile a client and server and launch the server, right? So this will complete our, well, and the last step will be to, yeah, there is a last step actually. The last step will be to commit to SVN. So commit to SVN so that everyone can use it, and also we need to update the documentation. So just to ensure that all our documentation is referencing 420 as a release, right? So update PSWiki to ensure all points to 423 minus release. Okay, which is the name of the thingy that we are updating to. Okay, with that said, we saved the mission. We got nearly half of the mission. We will see each other tomorrow if you want to still follow my progress. We're about at 500. It speed up a bit, but still a bit to go. And yes, I will see you tomorrow then. I will see you tomorrow, guys. I see my goodbye screen works. Yes, it works. Okay, see you tomorrow and we will continue together.